The following content is intended for a mature audience only. Viewer discretion is strongly advised.
Boom, boom. We're on British Bears, coming to you from another land. The British Bears Show, another kind of fan. Bears fans all day, Bears fans all night, 365 days, 5,000 miles away. Hey, hey, hey! The British Bears, the Irish Bears, the German Bears, the Polish Bears. Wait, what? We are bears. We are bears. We are bears. Fans. The British Bears. The British Bears. Welcome to the British Bears.
And now your hosts, Jason UK Bears and Dave Bears UK.
Good evening, everyone. Good evening, Dave. Welcome to the British Bears. It's me and Dave today, not Chris Armando. Sorry to disappoint you. You got the good-looking ones tonight, the Southerners. So here we are. Yes, Foster was in here 12 hours early. You said so. Well done him. Armando's there as usual, and all the others will start dropping in as usual. So thanks for joining us, everybody. Hello, Benjamin Williams, 18. Good to see you. I like the icon. Love it. How you seen that, Dave?
He's pissing on something. Yeah,
It's on the Packers. Yeah. Oh, hell yeah. How are you doing, mate?
yeah, I'm all right, mate. You know, I've been dying to do this podcast because obviously, as we spoke earlier, after the event a couple of Sundays ago, all the media and all the podcasts were like kicking off straight away. And for us, we just sat back a little bit and we've given ourselves a little chance to digest it all. But I'll be honest with you, mate, I really can't get this game out of my head and basically the season as well.
Yeah. Exactly. Yeah. It's I'm wearing my my 18, my Caleb season shirt, and I've got myself a glass of fizz to celebrate that, ladies and gents. We've got our quarterback, haven't we?
Yeah, we have, and I'm wearing my TE
Cole Kmet.
jersey tonight after witnessing probably one of the greatest last-ditch throws and catch that I've probably seen as a Bears fan in quite many years. But we'll talk about that later. But
No, let's do it now, man. Let's go. Let's head straight back to like 2 weeks ago, that Sunday, to the Rams game. What a finish. Oh, my God, that throw. Just, yeah. I mean, the game itself was kind of to and fro. I think Foster's mentioned it before on their show, I think, that the Bears this season have held the opposition on the defense 18 points a game. So at home, our D is pretty good. And home field advantage counts. So against that super high-powered offense of Stafford and the Rams, they did a pretty good job, didn't they, really, in keeping it that tight?
yeah,
Obviously, the offense
definitely,
wasn't firing. And then, yeah, oh, my God, what a finish, man. That's one of the most insane throws I've ever seen. Seriously.
I can't get it out of my head, man. It's just I was watching it again. I haven't watched the highlights since the other Sunday. I just couldn't face it, and I had to watch it today just to give me a few more refreshers of what I witnessed. Because when you're watching it live, I was so absorbed in the moment, and you're listening to the commentary team, and also just like Soldier Field had that little dusting of snow over it, and the sound. I know a few people have made comments about the fans, but I thought they were fairly loud to start off with, at least. But I just went through so many emotions during that game. I've done a Sunday. I've lost track of time there. I worked a few hours before this game, so I managed to get a few Z's, managed to get a few beers down me, and I was enthralled. And obviously, when when it was getting down to the final drive, in the fourth quarter, we needed to score. I definitely woke the whole house up. I think I might have woke the street up. Actually, it was absolutely fucking amazing.
It was incredible. I think I was lucky in that respect because I think, as you know, I was home alone that night because of like family medical issues. My missus was over with her mum, so I could scream the house down freely, and I certainly did. It was an incredible finish. They kept the game tight, didn't they? The defense was in pretty good shape. It was just like, say, I'm the same as you, mate. I haven't actually had a chance to watch it back yet, but during the game, I'm not really sort of paying that much attention to the details, to the technicalities. I'm just caught up in the emotion of wanting them to win and probably ball watching a bit and just doing whatever. But I'll go back at some point in the near future and just have a little look again. And
the ending's a tough watch, as we all know. But we went into this game. When you got players like Matt Stafford, you got coaches like Sean McVay. We were in for a tough ride anyway. They're no mugs, the Rams. They're a decent team, and they put up to be fair, a pretty good fight against the Seahawks the other day. And I think our players can hold their heads up high because the Rams they've been fancied all season really.
Yeah.
And I did witness them at Wembley when they absolutely annihilated the Jags. And Stafford looked class then, but that's what really gets to me there. We really had a fucking chance to beat them, and I've got a swear jar behind me here somewhere, and I'm going to be using that a lot tonight. But I'm so proud of the team, and I know we're going to sort of like talk about the offense and the defense and special teams, whatever. But and obviously, I think Ben Johnson needs to be spoken about too tonight because obviously he's been absolutely wonderful as a coach, but there's been a few question marks on a few game decisions, I think.
Yeah, agreed. I think I know that a lot of people have been talking about going for it on fourth down all the time. Should you have just taken the points and the field goals? Points change games, don't they? So it's really hard to say in it. And I think you can't. I feel sometimes you can be a bit selective. People sort of congratulate them when it goes wrong and say it's great. When it goes right and say it's great, and then when it goes wrong, it's like the biggest mistake ever. You kind of can't have it both ways. We know that's how he plays, and I think if you expect him to be aggressive, you can't. You know that the very risk is that it's going to blow up in your face. So you can't really then say don't be aggressive. It's like you can't be kind of selective. But yeah, I agree. I totally see Armando that view that he should just take the points when you get the chance. But I think early on he was probably thinking that he may not get that. He needed to keep up with the Rams' offense because it's such a high-powered offense. Prometheus! Look at this, gifted. He's gifted one Bears Country Productions membership. Does that mean he's gifted somebody it, or is it being gifted by someone to him? I don't know, but that's amazing. Someone's gifting memberships out here. Foster is in the house.
Huh? What does that mean?
Someone's, the channel have memberships. The guys you can pay like a small monthly subscription to get the members only content. And
I didn't know that.
Yeah. So
someone's
done
wallet out there,
the membership. We've got who else is in here? Prometheus is in as well. Did we say hello? Armando Trips has popped up, so good to see you, man. Welcome. Foster Prometheus has got the membership, and someone said Minister Charles is here, so I haven't seen him, but unless that's not Prometheus, is it? I don't know. Anyway, but yeah, thanks for the gifted membership, whoever that was.
Nice touch.
Yeah, lovely. So that's for the main channel, obviously. It's not. That goes on the screen straight away, Benjamin. Yeah, yeah. That's another one. Hey, man, this is great. Thank you so much. Shorty will be really pleased.
Nice touch.
Foster's using all his accounts. Maurice Lester's in there as well. That's brilliant. But yeah, where are we at? So let's just have a quick rattle through in terms of the team stats, they actually held up pretty well against the Rams, didn't they? For a team that they were underdogs. And we knew it was going to be a tough game. We were hoping the home field advantage would count, which I think it did, really. I mean, you got to give the defense credit, definitely. They held them to 340 total yards. So we outgot them and gained them in yards. The Bears had 417. The Rams had 340. We had 11 drives to their 13. 5.1 yards per play compared to the Rams' 4.4.
Good.
More passing yards, more running yards. Just points is what let us down, man. Penalties 3 for 24. 2 out of 3 in the red zone, both teams as well. So it's actually quite an even game of football, as you would think, going into overtime. Anyone stood out to you, mate, at all in that game?
Obviously, the whole D line are absolutely awesome. They kept the keeping the Rams down to initially 17 points. I thought was actually a fantastic job.
Yeah.
You know what? I watched some of the highlights today. I think a lot of the plays we were bloody unlucky too. There was one play where Williams has thrown a perfect ball, I think to what's it? Who was it? Adunze, and he dropped it. Sort of like it would have been a touchdown.
That was a
And
Doomsday, dropped the touchdown.
it's just little things like that. It just a little bit, and Loveland. When you look at, he had a good game, but actually, I think he dropped 2 or 3 passes as well. And you're just thinking, okay, the offense is really struggling, especially if Loveland's dropping a few balls in here and there. But I think the whole of the defense were absolutely amazing. And how many times did they sack Stafford? 2, 3 times?
4 times, mate.
Oh, 4. Okay, even better.
Yeah.
And,
so 4. Dom Robinson had 1. Sweat had 1. Kyler Gordon had 1, and Jaquan Briscoe had 1. So,
well, you can't ask for much more than that. Yeah. And a couple of times, I think Stafford nearly lost the ball as well. And there's one that he just fell back and caught it when he got hit. If we had turned that ball over, there's so many ifs and buts and twists and stuff like that on this game. And when you watch it again, mate, like I say, I watched the highlights today. I couldn't believe it. It just really, we were so unlucky.
We were, we forced 2 fumbles that didn't manage to get either of them. Yeah. So you feel like it didn't really sort of bounce our way. You're right, because considering that the Rams gave up the fewest sacks in the regular season to get 4, and also to allow their D line to get 0 on Caleb as well.
That's even better. I'm assuming I've heard and read places that some of the D line are up for new contracts next year. So, and I suppose some of the offense are as well. So I think a lot of the players, they did themselves a few favours actually if they're going to negotiate contracts for next season.
Yeah, in terms of contracts, I was going to we can talk about that. I say we'll just let the show bounce around and just chat with the chat and do whatever. But in terms of I think Dom Rob is out of contract. Dominic Robinson. Obviously, we thought we had the left tackle thing sewn up with Ozzy Trapillo, but that's like a heartbreaking injury, man. To see him limping out right at the end there. Massive props to him though for limping off the line and to save us a timeout when he had such a major injury. I know he's had the surgery already, but that's such a sort of gut punch in it. When we think we've got the left, we actually think now we've got the left tackle sorted because he was looking good, wasn't he, when he came back in? And we know that it's not guaranteed he'll come back as the same player from that major injury. So that is an absolutely massive blow to us when it looked like we had our offensive line sorted. In terms of Braxton Jones and Theo Bennett are both out of contract to the end of this year. I imagine they're going to bring Bennett back. I would expect so. Braxton Jones, not so sure. I think Amagaji as well is also out of contract. So again, we've not really seen much out of him at all. So I guess hoping he can get a good preseason and then see what they've got with him really, because we still don't really know. If he can get a full sort of healthy preseason, Kiran Amagaji might show us he's got something to offer, but that really changes how we go into the off-season in terms of either free agency or draft, I think. Because going from having our sort of franchise left tackle possibly for a decade, we now know we don't know what we've got now at left tackle, which is absolutely disastrous, isn't it? But so we shall see with that. But in terms of the D line, I know it's Dominic Robinson. I think is out of contract, and I'm not sure about the others. I think it might also be one of the Chris Williams, actually D tackle. He's a rotational piece. But obviously we'll get Shamar Turner back. And we'll get Dayo back if we see what we can get out of him. I know that a lot of people weren't impressed with him. He's earning big money, and we can't get rid of him next year either because of his contract. So hopefully, again, he can produce in the off season with another year in the scheme. With DA getting that hold of him in pre-season, any additions we may make, we shall see what happens. But I think the trenches did great in that Rams game.
It's just one of those. People have been quite critical of the D line, and Dennis Allen, I think he's done a really good job this season. And like what you just said with the points earlier, we're keeping, when we're at home, we're keeping the opposition down to quite a low score. So that always gives Caleb a chance. I think Dennis Allen's going to get a lot of credit and a lot of kudos for this season. I think he's just managed to gel the unit together. There seems to be a real passion, like you said, with Trapillo going off injured, but actually running off, getting off without causing
Losing a timeout.
an injury timeout or whatever they call it. And it shows a lot of character. And for that, it really does mean a lot. And, then there's, I think I really want to keep the team together as much as possible because we're building that unit together and it's a winning unit as well.
Yeah.
And when, and we could see, we ride our luck a few times last season? Of course we did. But you know what? Sometimes a winning team has to be a lucky team as well.
Yeah, no, exactly. You're right. There is a large number of players that I think everyone knows, don't we? The safeties are all out of contract. Every single one is out of contract this season. I definitely want Kevin Byard back. He's such a leader on that defense. He's still got it. He's still a ball hawk, isn't he? He showed it. Led the league in interceptions. And then we've got obviously Owens and Hicks, the backups, plus CJ Gardner-Johnson is out of contract. It was a 1-year deal.
I think he's due an extension on that. He played well.
Yeah, he offers something, doesn't he? I think more sort of run support rather than he's not great in coverage, is he? I think from what I saw. Let's quickly chat to Foster here. He says he just needs someone to tell me why we don't take the lead in the first quarter. We didn't try for the field goal. His first words were, "We're going to pay for not taking the lead." Johnson did what? But yeah, I agree. I think that's been keep the arse out of that everywhere. Every podcast has done it, hasn't they? About taking the points, and we kind of suffered for that later on. But
it's a bit of hindsight there as well, though, isn't it?
Exactly. Like I say, you score a touchdown on those fourth downs, and suddenly it looks different. But Shorty has popped up, so hello, thanks for joining us, mate. Good to see you. Prometheus says the Bears.
Shorty.
Okay.
Yeah, Shorty. When we had our group chat, and he was all about running the ball, wasn't he?
We should run the ball. Yeah, exactly. And I think especially on that last drive, to go back to that one and I think that's why probably people are stinging from this loss so much. Is it's kind of like we had him at it there, didn't we? We stopped in overtime. We managed to get a stop on defense, and then we had the ball back, and we needed just another sort of 20 yards, and we're in field goal range to win it. And I think that's what sort of hurts, isn't it? That's what stings, is that sort of turnover, that interception, where they could have just run the ball, but I think the run game wasn't going brilliantly. I think they were kind of slowing it down second half, but maybe, I don't know. Again, he gets the first down there, he gets a 20-yard pass, and it's a different game. It's also, we go and play the Seahawks, but, it's a tricky one, isn't it? Prometheus says, the Bears exceeded my expectations for year one under Johnson, considering the injuries and the holes on defense, massively so. That's where I think Dennis Allen deserves a huge amount of credit, because most of our injuries happen on defense, didn't they? We had... we were just dismantled in the secondary. We were down to sort of 4th, 5th, 6th string cornerbacks. Safeties did it pretty well. They held up pretty well generally, apart from obviously Kyler Gordon and Gardner Johnson had a concussion late on. And it was the linebackers as well, wasn't it? All three of our starting linebackers were out at one point. And yes, DeMarco Jackson is another guy that's a free agent. I really want him to come back. I really want him back.
Oh, okay, cool. Yeah,
I think he put in excellently for TJ Edwards. He's a real good player, I think, DeMarco Jackson. So, but yeah, there's going to be...
I think also, Jason, the players want to come back as well. That's the important thing. And, if the Bears had a shocking season, you wouldn't see these boys again. But I think there's something there. They want to come back to Soldier Field, man. Yeah,
exactly. Peanut heads in as well. Good to see you again, mate. He says, tough kicking can oh, my God, I can't get my words out. He says, tough kicking conditions, you miss and you give up field position, which is actually true. That's probably something else that Johnson was thinking about. Armando says the defense actually stepped it up against the Rams. They really did, man. Patty Lara's popped in as well. Hello, guys. Got a meet. You wanted to say hi. Hello, Patty. Great to see you, as usual. And as always, he says FGB and smash the like button. So thanks, Patty. Her and Armando always supporting us here on the British Bears. We love it. Foster says, I want to see the D when Allen has all the guys he wants. Re-sign DeMarco and release Edmonds. Yeah, I think people are talking about that, aren't they? They can free up a lot of money if they release Tremaine Edmonds. He was playing really, really well before he got that injury, wasn't he? Earlier in the season, Edmonds was having a great season. And I know there's some people who are not sure if he fits in DA's system because he's an Eberflus signing, wasn't he? And I guess we'll see. This is where Ryan Poles is going to start earning his money, because we know we're up against the cap, aren't we, for the off-season? We need to make some signings for our defense, whether it's bringing players back or whatever. So we have to see. He needs to have to work some magic. I can see a couple of deals getting restructured at least to try and push some money, change it into bonuses, free up cap space. But we've got a whole long off-season to go to worry about that, I think. But that's where the magic's going to be coming from Poles, is to restructure our cap space to give us enough to to sort of, yeah.
Well, there's always been question marks with Ryan Poles, but you know what? He's doing all right. He's building a winning team. So
He is. I mean, I don't know
on.
if you see. I don't really hold much stock on PFF grades. It's just bullshit. It's like some guy, decides, makes up numbers. I think, isn't it? But I know that some people think it kind of means something because somebody thinks it's good. And I know that PFF graded the Bears rookie class of this year as the number one of the rookie classes this year. So when you look at it, they started to really contribute down the stretch, didn't they? From Luther Burden, Colson Loveland, Ozzy Trapillo, Carl Manungai. Our rookie class really showed up, didn't they? Shamar Turner was getting in and out before his injury. So, yeah, we got the number one grading from PFF for what it's worth of our rookie class this year. So,
Robert
Phillips.
That's all right, yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Robert Phillips, hello, mate. Good to see you again. Our friend in Wales. Peanut Head says the D came alive when JJ started hitting at 100% and Gordon back to speed. I absolutely, totally agree with that, man. 100%. Getting Gordon back and then JJ getting back to some sort of sharpness really made a difference to our defense. Kyler Gordon is such a pivotal part of our D, man. So I just pray that he can stay healthy. I know he's had he normally only misses a couple of games, but this one was a really bad season for him injury-wise, wasn't it? But I want to see him, hopefully have a good season next year if he can stay healthy. He makes such a difference, man. Robert says, bit of a different off-season for us. Normally the only way is up. This time we need to make sure we don't lose the wrong players and lose momentum. Agree, man.
Yeah.
Definitely, yeah. I think we as we were just saying, I think just before, weren't we, Dave? Normally for this time of year last year, we'd already been looking at the draft for 6 weeks. So I mean, overall, I mean, we've got to say, I'm like you, man. I'm positive. I know that we have to, once the emotions of last Sunday have died down, and the fact that because it was so close. When you look back, I mean, I've seen a couple. I haven't seen a great deal of stuff. I've been quite busy with stuff, but I know I did watch a review of some of Caleb's highlights this season, and holy shit, man, his arm is incredible. And some of the plays they showed some of obviously his highlight reel throws, man. And just think of all the comebacks, all the sort of drama. Everyone contributed. Sometimes the D did it. The defense got a turnover to end the game. Special teams with either a field goal or a blocked field goal, and some crazy kick returns. The offense pulling out the bag at the last minute has been one hell of a season, man. And I think we went from worst to first in the division. And the only way is up. But you're right, Robert. The key now is to sort of try and keep this core together. But like you said, Dave, I think players are going to want to come here when they see the staff we've got, the way that the team spirit is being built. Players are going to want to come and play here. Yeah,
I think for us normally this time of year, I'm sort of like walking around scratching my bollocks all day because I'm waiting for the Super Bowl. I'm waiting to see Taylor Swift. And this season, man, I've actually made efforts to get home from like weekends away, or I've cancelled my overtime shift because I actually want to watch the Bears play because it's so exciting. Whereas before, even sometimes I used to flick over to the red zone and I think, fuck me, the Bears on, because there was never any highlights because sometimes the game's a bit slow. I'm thinking, but this season, man, it's just so exciting. It's proper entertainment. The boys are giving it their everything. We've got a passionate head coach, and he's been a breath of fresh air. When you see comparisons between Ben Johnson and Eberflus after, well, not that Eberflus had that many wins, but the lack of energy was, and the lack of energy was just, but it just, everything's a positive. And Robert's right. We need to maintain this for next season.
Yeah.
And we have seen the schedule for next year. It's going to be a tough one, but.
Yeah, but they said it was tough this year, didn't they? They said we had a tough schedule. Yeah. We kicked the season off, them saying, the Bears have got one of the hardest schedules. Yeah, division champs, got to the playoffs. Let's see. You want to be the best, you got to beat the best. I'm not really afraid of anyone anymore now. What is this team? I tell you.
Yeah, that comment from Foster there about should we trade DJ? That's a difficult one. I watched the highlights today, and DJ had a few decent plays actually, and I know what Foster's on about. He's asking about the last interception that Caleb threw. A lot of people are questioning his effort, or did he give up on the run? I don't know. I really don't know. I know Caleb's washed it off saying it was a miscommunication.
Yeah.
But there was something in Caleb's eyes that I don't know.
No, I
I know
know.
DJ's got history, but what's your thoughts on that one, mate?
I don't think they will. I mean, you say they could to try and free up cap space. The thing is, we kind of showed this year that we need weapons when Rome went out for a bit. And I get it. I understand why people say that because my main thought is that we don't know what that play was supposed to be. It certainly looked like there should have been a receiver in that. There was a massive space where Caleb threw it, wasn't there? The other thing that we saw was that DJ spent over 20 minutes in a blue tent with a potential concussion test. But then if he's not fit, he shouldn't be out there. But then what player is going to go, actually, no, I'll sit out, It's the playoffs. He's going to want to go in because he's an absolute warrior, isn't he? He gets banged up so much and he goes out there. So I'm not kind of one way or the other. I'm neither in the camp of like, well, I can't. I would be surprised if they did, but then maybe I wouldn't be. Do you know what I mean? I kind of. So I mean, I know that there's sometimes players are going to be cap casualties, aren't they? But I think DJ's such a team player. He's such a good quality.
I've watched that play a couple of times. I've watched it a couple of times, and the play design for that situation to get Santos within field goal range was perfect. But there was no fucker there. That was the problem.
I know. Yeah. I know.
And
oops. Yeah.
And so someone's mucked up somewhere. And you know what, Caleb, he's man enough. He said it's a miscommunication.
Yeah. I'm
never going to fault Caleb Williams, not after this season. How much joy that boy's brought to my household. Yeah. And DJ, I know we've got an expression over here, haven't we, Jason? He's Marmite, you either love him or hate him.
Yeah.
And at the moment,
the thing is, what I think is the coaches know what that play was, so they'll look at it and they'll know who's made the mistake, won't they? And we don't. Yes. We don't know that. So I don't throw anyone under the bus when I don't have all the information. So I'm just gonna, what was it on him? It's between one of the two of them, isn't it? Probably. I don't know. I don't know what maybe it was on the trainers. The DJ wasn't with it completely because of this concussion possibility, so he shouldn't have been let out there. But I just, I think I'm not going to let something like that spoil what's been an amazing season. To me, that's and what the thing is, because you can't do anything about it. What will be, while he's on the team, I'll love him. And the thing is, I support him wherever he goes because DJ's a hell of a player, man. I think he's, that's his first playoff game. I mean, it's insane to think that, a guy like him, sort of solid veteran, number one receiver wherever he's been. Obviously not this year, but we had so many weapons, mouths to feed on offense. I think
also I heard he's up. Is he up for a bigger contract? Does he go into a bigger contract next season, or
his new contract kicks in? Yeah, he got re-signed, didn't he? They did it when we were on Hard Knocks last season. Before last. So his new deal kicks in. So I think it would cost us a bit of money to get rid of him, but I don't know. They'd have to trade him. I'm just not. I think when you've got your offense kind of like almost there, I know that we've got a few things to improve, but we've seen stuff that we haven't seen before as a Chicago Bears fan on offense. You don't then start dismantling it and getting rid of your best players unless, there's some sort of desperate need to. So, unless they start kicking off and holding out, they want to trade or whatever, or someone makes you a ludicrous offer that you just can't refuse. I don't know. I can't see them starting to sort of get rid of players that have helped them sort of generate this offense. But
no, I think when you've got someone like Burden, sort of like he's coming well this season. He might be giving DJ a little bit of a kick up the arse as well. So Burden the third, he could be the man, I think.
Yeah, I mean, that's what some have said, isn't there? If you trade DJ, then you'd have Rome, you'd have Luther Burden, you'd have Jade Walker, and then that's it. Because Zacchaeus is out of contract. If you traded DJ, then he's gone, obviously. So, I guess we'll see, won't we? But the thing is, you always get surprised with the off-season. There's things that you don't expect. What fans tend to do, I think, is they'll look at what free agents are going to happen. They look at who's in the draft and they think, well, we need this, this, and this. And they just fill those holes, and then that's it. But that isn't how it works. There'll always be something from the left field will come and just sideswipe you that you weren't expecting, whether it's to make cap space or whether it's, like I say, an offer that the GM couldn't refuse. Something somewhere will sort of come along and just turn your plans upside down. So I'll just wait and see. There's going to be some signings first, isn't there? Free agency happens first before, that's sort of the negotiation period for the current players. So we'll see who they re-sign, and then that sort of leads you into the next stage in the free agency. So I don't know. I think I could see a world where it happens that we trade DJ, but I'm not surprised either way. Do you know what I mean? It's weird, and I don't think I want to trade him because the guy's a baller. Man, he's he's like a running back out there, isn't he? So I don't know. Is my bottom line, but I don't think we should. But then I wouldn't be surprised if something happened. But who knows? Robert Phillips. Robert Phillips says, how much priority would you give left tackle with the signing or the draft? I think we just mentioned that, didn't we? I think we thought we had a left tackle set with Trapillo, thinking brilliant. We've got our guy when he came back for the second half of the season and looked really solid. So that injury is an absolute gut punch that he's now gone. We don't know what we're going to get back. So it's a real tough injury to sort of come back from. So I can see them maybe picking something up in the draft, but we've got Benedette and we've got Amagaji, so we don't know what we've got there. So we'll have to wait and see. I think they will probably, if the right trade opportunity comes up, I think they'll probably take someone in terms of a left tackle. But nobody gets rid of good left tackles today. No team ever gets rid of a good left tackle. So potentially something in the draft if they see something. But I've got a feeling this has got to be a defense-heavy draft, hasn't it?
I think so.
Yeah. Shorty's in here. Look, he says, I know it was a great season, but... Do you know what I see? When people say but, what they're saying is, what I just said before is I don't believe it. I'm not. I just ignore what I said before. It's bullshit. So they say something and then but. So Shorty's saying it was a great season, but he doesn't think it was a great season because we had a chance to become the Chiefs or the Patriots, winning the Super Bowl with a second QB. And this is short. Now the Patriots are about to become the Patriots again. No, they're not. They're not, man. They're not. You just don't write off the Seahawks.
Yeah, I know it's all about promotion online, but I mentioned it in the chat the other day. I came across Shorty's one-man show on the BCP.
Yeah.
Very close after the finish of I thought his head was going to explode by the end of it. When I went to sleep that night, in my mind, all I had was run the ball, run the fucking ball. It's like a mantra. But you know what I liked about Shorty then, he showed a lot of passion. Controlled passion as well. He was very articulate on that, and I get it. I do get it. There was a real opportunity there, and it's heartbreaking, but it is what it is. It's sport, isn't it? And that's why we follow it every week.
Exactly. And I'm agree. I watched their show on Thursday, and I'm 100% with PJ here. Is that comparison is the thief of joy? That's what he said, wasn't it, on Thursday? And it's true. You could say that we had a chance to become this. We're just the Bears, man. That's who we are. And every team starts from zero again in come September. So we've got the coach, we've got the quarterback, we've got a core of a good team. Just let them cook, man. Just let them go on it. I think you should not sort of like. I think it's like torturing yourself if you're thinking, we could have been these guys. We're not going to be the Bills or the Chiefs or the Patriots. We're going to be the Bears, man. So let's just see what we are for the next 5 years. So
I think also the highlight for me with Shorty, I've just seen Foster's comment there. Thanks, Foster. But when Shorty was describing the playoff beard, and he got so angry about it that every bite of food he had was hair in his mouth and all that. It was fucking comedy, mate. And Shorty done brilliant on that. It brought a bit of joy to me just seeing the passion there. But I get 100% what you mean by it all. There was a real opportunity there.
Yeah, and, I get it. That's what stings. Yeah, is we were that close. We're 20 yards away from kicking a field goal to go to the championship game. But
I know we're bouncing all over the place tonight, but I'm gonna have to mention Santos and all this. I'm sorry I'm just all over the place with this one.
I said we have no structure tonight, mate. We're good. We're just gonna roll with whatever. Yeah.
I know if Chris was here, he'd be keeping us both in line. But can you imagine after Caleb getting that touchdown and then Santos missed the field goal? Could you imagine that scenario? And it was just, and for me, that was probably one of the most pressurised kicks that we're ever going to witness. And he just got on with his business all day. He just bang, 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 and a lot of kudos there to Santos for doing that. And because the conditions weren't ideal for kicking, they really weren't. And the fact that Caleb would have got in within, I don't know, another 18, 20 yards closer to the sticks. Santos definitely would have got us that winner. He definitely. And there's so many ifs and buts to this game, and and what could have been, exactly what could have been, man.
That's it. But that's the thing is, that's what we're talking about. We're not talking about the draft and talking about whatever. We were talking about being that close away from the championship game after the season we've had, man. So the future's bright.
And also, I think a lot goes to the fans as well, because when the Rams scored their touchdown, you could hear a pin drop. Yeah, there was a few Rams fans in the crowd. Whenever Bears are playing away from home, fucking so you can hear them. And can you imagine? I know, like I've been to Lumen Field, and the Seahawks fans are loud. But can you
Yeah.
imagine that with a few thousand Bears fans there as well? The atmosphere would have been absolutely electric.
Incredible,
And
yeah.
I'm just gutted that we didn't get that opportunity to have a crack at them, because I think the Seahawks, I think they're going to go on to win it now. To be fair, and but actually the Rams put up a good performance against them as well. I think Stafford, he had a good game, but what could have been, man? What could have been? And like I say,
I
the whole
know.
season. Yeah, I know. We keep going back on it, but hey ho.
Yeah.
Santos is the man. Don't get all the talk. No, I like no.
I'm not down there
Well
yet,
said,
mate.
Robert. I
I'm
like
still
Santos. Yeah.
I'm still trying to go through everyone's comments and respond to them up here. So, but yeah, I'll get back to you in a minute. I'll reach that comment soon, surely. But yeah, Robert Phillips
Yeah.
talking about a DJ conversation. Robert says he'd like to keep DJ. So does Armando. Yeah, and then Foster says 27 free agents. Yeah. Yes, Shorty. Oh, where's my mouse gone? Oh, there it is. Whoa, click on it. Technical problems. Yeah, Shorty, you've said that already. Caleb Drake, blah, blah, blah. We did it. Yeah. This doesn't matter. It's coming, man. It's coming. Yeah. Foster says, restructure DJ. What's a dudes they're going to cost in 29? Yeah. Again, you're going to have to worry about that in a few years' time. You can't start thinking about that, sort of 4 years away. Shorty says he badly wanted to shock the world with this special season and win the Super Bowl. I truly believe we were going to. I'm freaking gutted. Yeah, we all are, mate. But, you got to try and look at the season as a whole and where we come from and where we're going, man.
I think
Armando says
we're of a certain age. We're of a certain age, mate, where we've seen a load of crap, for so many years. And I think was it anniversary today? 40 years. Itka and Ryan winning the Super Bowl for us Bears. 40 years ago?
It is 40
It would
years
have been
ago,
such a if we could have got close to it this year, that would have been a fantastic sort of history in the making, really. And
it would have been kind of crazy, wouldn't it? 40 years anniversary of Bears Patriots.
Oh, can you imagine?
The NFL would have been frothing, wouldn't it? Just like, yeah. Armando says D-line and O-tackle, biggest concerns this offseason, certainly in the trenches. I'd add safety to that, potentially linebacker. If all our cornerbacks are healthy, then that's sorted. But yeah. Benjamin's responding to your comment earlier about Eberflus. He was an embarrassment as an head coach. Yeah, he was different. Peanut Head says trading DJ will cost a big cap hit. We'll not get a decent draft picks, even if we find a trading partner. Yeah, I agree. I think we've got to keep our draft picks because of the cap space. We haven't got that much money, even with restructuring, to sort of make big free agent signings. So I think we're going to have to, as Paul says, build through the draft. There we go. What's this one? This is Robert Phillips again. Says, for me, 70% of how good a QB is based purely on how well they can operate the head coach's offense and read defenses, etc. The pure, unrivaled talent Caleb has me excited to see after mastering that. Yeah, exactly. I'm excited for that next year too, Robert. For next year, another off-season in Ben Johnson's offense, add some more talent. Yeah, the sky's the limit, man. Armando says, as the game went on, the Rams favour the old football player in me. Wasn't upset, just ready for next season. Yeah. Oh, my God, yeah. Robert says, remember when Darnell Mooney was arguably our number one receiver? Yeah. Oh, okay. Foster says, yeah, nothing to do with that pick. So many say we no longer need DJ. Is Adunze ready for number one? A 48.8% catch rate is terrible. Yeah, I don't think Adunze is ready for number one. Yeah, Armando agrees. Yeah, Peanut says, that's what I mean. He was 20 minutes inside the blue tent being assessed for concussion. He says DJ was in a bit of a haze at the end of the game. How he got past concussion protocols beyond me. That's what I mean. Maybe there's something to be said to the medical staff for letting him out there, because no player's going to want to come out of a playoff game, are they? This is a season on the line.
Like that. So the medical team have really got to start putting their foot down.
Yeah, exactly. It's player safety, man. It's flipping nasty.
You know what? I really believe, once the dust settles after this season, you'll get a few little snippets come out of the locker room and online and press. So we'll get a little bit more info on that one.
Yeah. King Booker World is in the house. Good to see you, man. Welcome. Always great to see Booker. BCP legend that he is. Luther Burden 3 could be a number one. He wanted the ball, says Armando. Second year, Burden will be wide receiver 1. Man, Burden is electric, isn't he? I'm just so excited about what he's going to become, I tell you. I've got a little stat for him later on based on sort of some fantasy football stuff.
And also, I think also we haven't mentioned tonight really, well, only a little bit, but Loveland and Komet, the two tight ends we've had this year. I think Komet, is he up for a renewal soon? The man, if he is, he's definitely got to be kept. I just felt, because was Loveland injured when we got that final drive, and so
Yeah, he
was
was
that
out.
why Komet?
He was
Yeah,
out with a concussion. Yeah.
yeah, he was. Yeah,
Yeah.
so could that have been Loveland receiving that ball? But it just shows how versatile Komet and Loveland are. I know Komet's usually used as the muscle out of the two of them, really, and
Yeah.
Loveland's there because his catching has been really good this season. Obviously, a bit disappointed against the Rams, but shit happens.
Maybe that was the
And,
conditions. I mean, maybe he was affected by the cold too. But I mean, coming from Michigan, you wouldn't have thought so. But they've
no,
all got
it's
to play
just
in it, haven't they?
and don't forget the occasion as well. The occasion was massive. There was
Absolutely. Yeah.
and I just really, and I'm being serious here. I've heard a lot of chat. When Caleb threw that ball to Komet, should they have gone for the extra point? The momentum was there. Should they have just gone for the win on that last drive and just see what happens, or do you think they were right to take it to overtime?
Well, you'll never know, do you? I mean, it's
No,
people say, well, it's the same. We're just sort of speculating again, aren't we? But
I
it
know.
would have been certainly aggressive. You either win or lose, don't you? That's a coin flip. And I think our record on 2-point conversions isn't amazing, is it, this year? So I can see why he did it. He's got the momentum.
Of course, I can see 100% why he did it. But
That's all or nothing, isn't it? 2 points there is all or nothing. You win or you lose.
Yeah.
That's it. So
yeah, and I think sometimes you just go for it because you must admit, even when Sean McVay, when he saw Komet catch that ball, you could see his eyes. He thought you see a bit of not. He was just so shocked that happened, and it was just when the camera zoomed in on him, I thought, "Fucking, we got him! Let's go for it." But then you got, but he did the right, 100% did the right thing there. Get Santos to kick it over, take it to overtime, and
the thing is,
overtime.
There's always a chance that there's some sort of freak occurrence on the kickoff, isn't there? You imagine it. If you can strip the ball out on the kick return, you can just literally kick a walk-off field goal, can't you? So it's just like, I don't know. Yeah, it's 50-50 again, isn't it? It would have been
everything's going to my. I've been like this for like nearly 2 weeks, man. My brain's just full of this game, and I can see why. Yeah, and it is, and I can see why Shorty's so agitated, and I get it because I've been a little bit like that myself, and I've got a mate at work, a guy called Jamie, really nice guy. He's a Bears fan. Beginning of the season, we'd be lucky if we were in 4 or 5, maybe 6 games. And every time I saw him, every week, he goes, "I can't believe it, can't believe it." And it's been, and I really hope this creates a new generation of Bears fans, especially for us guys over in the UK. It's like my son. He's of a generation where the Seahawks, and you see Chiefs fans walking around.
Yeah,
it's all the trendy teams, and I want the Bears to be a trendy team. I want people to support the Bears, and I want this, and we definitely need to maintain it.
Yeah, if Caleb becomes the sort of new sports icon of Chicago, like the Michael Jordan of his era, do you know what I mean? He's got the talent to be like a superstar, hasn't he? So if he becomes that man, if he becomes the next sort of Mahomes or whatever, like that level of NFL superstar, then it will attract fans to the team, I guess. Yeah, and plus winning does that, doesn't it? So let's just keep winning the NFC North. Step 1, take the North. Step 2, never give it back. Let's just keep doing that and then see where we end up, man. Booker's going back to what we were saying about DJ. He says it doesn't trust Rome enough to weaken the wide receiver room. Losing DJ weakens that room. That's exactly the point I was making. This, why do you trade your best players in positions where you're starting to become a strength? It's just, I agree. Robert Phillips is talking about comp picks for Cunningham. I know he interviewed with Atlanta. Is he any closer to getting that job? Does anyone know in the chat? I don't know anything yet about that. I was going to keep an eye on the coach interviews, but not that one. So we'll see where he ends up if he does go anywhere. Robert, we wouldn't have beaten the Packers twice without DJ, that's for sure. I totally agree with that.
Yeah, good point.
NFL fortune, Peanut has NFL fortune changes each season. The key is to build a base with a top coach. Absolutely right, man. Robert Phillips is saying again, Santos. Yeah, exactly. That talk of him getting rid of him suddenly got very quiet, didn't it? When you're seeing the opposition kickers missing kicks left, right, and centre.
Well, they brought was it Moody in for a game?
Yeah, a couple of games, wasn't it? And he had a couple of good kicks. But the reason the Niners got rid of him is because his accuracy is absolutely terrible. You're right, Peanut. It's the toughest stadium to kick in the NFL. You know, the lone Kim Usabe. Hello, good to see you in here. Says Santos doesn't have the strongest leg, but he's accurate. Exactly, he's the most accurate kicker the Bears have ever had in that stadium. He's also now kicked the longest field goal in Bears playoff history. That 51-yarder he hit is the longest the Bears have ever had, surpassing Robbie Gould's 49-yarder. So, he's also hit the most 50-plus yard field goals for the Bears in franchise history too. So despite the fact he's not going to bang over from 60, he's still pretty accurate, even from sort of 50 to 55. So
it's nice. You see some of these. Is it who's got the longest field goal at the moment? Is it the Jags guy, or I'll just make that up?
Is it Tyler Loop? He's like 60,
and
8 yards or something.
It's okay having that sort of weapon, but the accuracy is more important for me. And it sounds like if we get the Santos between 45 and 50 yards, we've got a 90% chance he's going to nail that one. So that's good.
Yeah, Peanut Head. Shorty's not built up a good Bears callus yet. On to season 57. Wow, you get a medal for that kind of support, that sort of service. Prometheus is season 46. Yeah, Robert Phillips, absolutely. Loveland's going to be our main weapon for years. I mean, all that talk of Tyler Warren disappeared pretty quick, didn't it? We obviously that Loveland was had that shoulder problem coming into the season, but now we've suddenly seen what the coaches, the Bears scouts, saw in him when they picked him in the top 10, because he is special, isn't he? Loveland is 21 as well, isn't he? He's not even 22. So he's broken. I think I mentioned him in a couple of stats in a couple of shows ago. He's breaking records at such a young age. He's going to be a superstar for this team again. Him and Luther Burden are going to be the mainstays, I think, for potentially a long time.
Talking of records, have you seen Loveland when he's at Hallis, where he starts singing? Have you seen that video?
Their initiation song. Yeah, I know. Yeah.
And you know what? He's a big lad. But he came across, and I get it, he came across as quite shy and timid, but everybody got behind him and it was brilliant. Good bit of fun. It shows there's a good spirit there.
Yeah, it's a great team spirit, team bond, isn't it? Absolutely. Steve Rogers, what's up, everyone? Better late than never. How's the best fans from across the pond doing? We're all right, mate. We're just reflecting on quite a season. So yeah, welcome in. Good to see you again. Robert Phillips was pleading for them to take the extra point there. Imagine the feeling if he went for 2 and didn't get it. That's it. It's literally all or nothing, isn't it? You're going all in for that play. Yeah, Robert Phillips says take the field goal.
Ben Johnson's so aggressive. Yeah, Ben Johnson's so aggressive, and you think it's all hindsight. Of course, we had to go for the 1 point conversion. We had to, but
yeah.
In one of these sliding door moments, imagine if he did go for that second. I don't know.
Robert Phillips says he introduced a mate of work to the Bears and the NFL this season. Can you imagine that's the first season you experienced? Pure Sidmar. I think he's a fan for life now. Said he's never seen a sport like it. Can you imagine that's your first ever Bears season? Holy shit. That's just insane, isn't it? Just have to try and remind him, Robert, that they're not all like this, or maybe they are. Who knows? The lone Kimasabi says Caleb Williams told him. Yeah, okay. Shorty agrees with that. That's for sure. Peanut says if he takes the Atlanta job, most likely nothing. No, I think that's been debunked, hasn't it? About the picks that we get. If he takes the Atlanta job, he's still the GM. So regardless of whose responsibilities are what, he's going into the GM job, and that means we get the compensatory picks. Yeah, exactly, Steve. Stupid talk trading DJ are coming out there beyond crazy. I think Komet that's just like fantasy. No way we're trading him. We've seen what they've done with the 3 tight end sets. I think Durham Smythe contributed really well as the 3rd tight end this year.
Smythe, yeah, he got quite a few plays, didn't he?
He's also a free agent this year, so they need to bring him back too.
Yeah, I agree.
Let me see. I'm trying to catch up with the chat. Sorry, I'm trying to respond to all you guys in chat, which means I'm not up to speed with it where we are right now. So bear with me.
Crack on with that, Jason, mate.
Yeah, I'm just trying to skim through it. I'm nearly there. I think nearly there.
Someone just put Komet's getting long in the tooth. Jesus Christ, I'm long in the tooth, not Komet.
Yeah. His blocking seems to be a priority. He's at the crossroads with me. Okay, so that's interesting. I know some people are still. I think the season Swift's had, he's coming back next year, isn't he? Surely you're not going to. Again, when you've got something working really well, like Swift and Manungai, I don't think you get rid of half of that unless you really want to save that money. I know that he's on a lot of money, but then you don't know what you're getting. When you just seen what he can do in that offense,
They
I think he had
scare
a
people.
career
They
year.
scare people.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely. Yeah. That O-line with those two behind him and our tight ends. I think we had the top 3 offensive in rushing yards this year. I think you just don't break it. If it's not broken, you don't fix it, do you?
100% agree. Yeah, I want to keep them. I want to keep them both.
Yeah. I'm up to the latest now. We've on to 23-23. Shout out from Illinois across the pond. Bear down. Good to see you, man. Fuck Wisconsin and fuck Lambeau Field, says Benjamin. Hell yeah. But yeah, that's something to enjoy, isn't it? We're now 2-1 against the Packers in the playoffs. So 3 times we played them. 2-1 this season. Yeah.
I'll be honest with you, Jason. I think that's one of the highlights for me this year. Fucking beating up the Green Bay Packers. I've discussed it with you before, where we got rivalries in soccer over here. The London derbies and the Manc derbies and the Scouse derbies, and Chris up north has got derbies with Leeds versus Bradford. I don't know, and
Leeds and Liverpool is a nasty one apparently. Yeah.
Oh yeah, and you know what? It's one of those ones where, because we weren't born and bred in Illinois or around Soldier Field, for us hating an opposition it's not a difficult one. But when Rodgers, I told you this before, when he shouted out to Bears fans at Soldier Field, I own you, that really fucking pissed me off. And we know he's a good quarterback, Rodgers. Well, he was a good quarterback, and but you don't need to do that. Show a bit of dignity, you know what I mean? And that really pissed me off. And for me, that just sums up the organisation. And I don't particularly like their head coach either. I think he's a bit of a.
Go on, top up your swear jar.
I like the wanker.
Yeah. No, I know. That's why I actually wanted him to play for the Steelers when we played him, so we could just beat up on him, man. But is what it is. But yeah. Robert Phillips says, "You think we're going to see a step back in the run game without Bieniemy, or was it all the Ben Johnson scheme in our O line?" No, I think Bieniemy kind of instilled a little bit of an attitude, a little fire in the belly of our guys, didn't he? Definitely, from looking at him in training. But I don't think we'll see too much of a step back, hopefully, because of this same scheme, isn't it? Same O line, which kind of leads into sort of Tripp's question as well: are we just running it back with the O, or do you look for upgrades? I can see them adding a piece or two, but I think they're going to concentrate on the defense this draft. They have to, don't they? This off-season. That was the weakness. Our offense is top 10 in most categories now, or it was last year. We haven't lost anyone apart from potentially a left tackle. So I think it's going to be defense heavy. So they may, if they get the opportunity, they might see someone they like, they can slot in. But I think they may go for a left tackle. But other than that, I think they'll run it back with the O. What do you think, mate?
I just like the fact that we're not talking about replacing our QB. We can focus on the D line. I think that the offense is looking good, and will he add to it? He will add to it. Of course, he will. There's little changes here and there, and obviously the season's dictated by injuries as well. So we just want a strong offense. He's definitely going to add to the D line. Definitely has to. But you understand the contracts more than what I do. I find it crazy that you can't just go out and buy a player and ship them in like we do over here. And for me, the fact that I can sit back, we know we've got a quarterback that we can genuinely say from the first game this season, he's got better and better and better.
Yeah,
he's just been awesome, and it's been a breath of fresh air. There was a few question marks after the first couple of games. Yeah, we get that. We lost them, but that's gone now. That will never be. There's something sort of like just a bit of fine tuning. I think that's all we need
on offense. Yeah. I'll just go quickly back to Robert there. He's saying, because he's Welsh, isn't he? Wales England rugby has got its parallels for me too, as England always beat Wales. He's talking about rivalry. Yeah, we're on the other side of that rivalry, aren't we? So yeah, Six Nations coming up soon, isn't it? I love that. Love the Six Nations.
Well, to be honest, Rob, I don't want to upset you, but most people beat Wales at the moment. They've lost about 20.
Low blow. Come on, we're best friends.
How many games? You're the stat. Are you Welsh as well then, Jace?
Shut up. No, get out of here.
But how many? I think they've lost about 20, 30 games without.
They've lost a lot on the road. Yeah, exactly. But yeah, love the Six Nations. For our American friends, if you want to see a good physical game, just have a look at the rugby. The Six Nations is coming up now. It's over here. We love it. It's the Rugby Union international tournament between, as it says, Six Nations of Europe. So it's England, Wales, Scotland, Ireland, France, and Italy. They play the rugby union matches over the course of about 8 weeks. It's an incredible tournament. I can thoroughly recommend it. It's a hell of a game. Just check it out. You might like it. But yeah,
I'm not a massive rugby fan myself, but I do like the Six Nations, and
I love it, man. Absolutely love it. It's one of the highlights of my sporting calendar.
Yeah, and I've got a lot of Welsh friends, and I'll tell you one thing: I love the Welsh when they sing their national anthem. That's passion.
Yeah, exactly. Dark Gift, good to see you in here, mate. Says, with the exception of finding a replacement for Aussie, I'll be very happy if every pick is for the defense. I totally agree with that. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. That's just put a sort of just throwing a spanner in the works for the plans for the off season, isn't it? The Aussie going down, but other than that, yeah, it's definitely going to be defense heavy, isn't it? That's where we need our work. So yeah, as Booker says, Bears need to have the off season for the defense next year that they had for the offense this year. Totally agree, man. And I think I'll come back in a minute. I think deep tackles is more of a need than edge. Go on.
So how does that all work with the organisation? Does like Dennis Allen go to Ryan Poles and say this is what I want, or
they'll have their wish list, won't they? They'll have scouting networks around the whole country all the time, and they'll work together as a team. I'm sure it's down to Ben Johnson's the head coach. They'll discuss it with the GM. I'm sure they'll work very, very closely because they'll know that obviously Dennis Allen's an experienced head, and I can see they'll just work as a team, I guess. And I don't know exactly, but that's my understanding is they're obviously a very experienced team. And they'll just do it together, as a whole.
But the benefit this time is they can go to any players they're after and say, "Come to Bears, they're a winning team," rather than a rebuilding team, which is a big difference on the quality of play you get, I believe.
Yeah, exactly. I love this, Robert, from what he said in his press. I haven't seen the entire press conferences, but I've seen that Ben Johnson said, "We don't build on from this; we go back to square one." So yeah. It's both inspiring and terrifying for me at the same time, he says. But no, I agree. I think that's a great attitude. It's like, no, we're not going to carry on with this because that's kind of like presumptive and kind of, what's the word? I think that could bite you in the arse. So that's sort of assuming that you're going to carry on with momentum. You have to come in and start from zero again and work your way back up to this. That's how I see that. That's his attitude, and I love that. It means nothing's taken for granted. Start again.
No. I can't see Ben Johnson sitting on the beach for a month now, relaxing. I think he's that sort of guy. He's on the edge. He's being proactive already, I believe.
Yeah, I think so. Swift Trips says Swift has only got 1 year left. Cutting him saves $7 million. So Brees Hall or Etienne or whomever. I've seen that mentioned. Yeah, if they could pick someone up cheap, but again, we'll see. They can save some money. I can see how they would do it, but I'm not sure. Yeah, Trips Rugby, All Blacks. That's right. The All Blacks is the New Zealand rugby side. Yeah, one of the best in the world. But yeah, definitely, I recommend it. Wales have been trashed for years, says Robert. So depressing. Thank God the Bears are coming good. Yeah, that's been a rough time for you, isn't it, Robert? Unfortunately, Wales rugby and the Bears. But hey, it's on the up. Yeah, Benjamin says if Al Harris stays another season, I'll be happy. So he was interviewed for the Packers' bloody defensive coordinator job, wasn't he? And that went to Gannon, didn't it? What's his name? Rich Gannon. So I believe that Al Harris is, let me see, I did make a note of this. I was going to talk about some of these assistant interviews, but he's now being interviewed by Washington, isn't he, for their DC role as well, I think, Al Harris. So yeah, Prometheus says 7 million buys you a good running back. Yeah, DeAndre Swift. Yeah.
It's quite interesting, like with all the coaches sort of like... it sounds like the vultures are coming around the Bears now, isn't it? They're trying to sniff out some of the good lads.
It is always what happens, yeah. Oh, there we go. Oh, okay, so there's an update. I'm just checking now. It's on Bears Wire on USA Today, right? They're keeping a tracker of all the Bears coaching interviews and stuff. So they're just saying update. The Commanders did interview Harris for their DC role, but they have hired Vikings passing game coordinator Daronte Jones. That's unusual. They've hired their passing game coordinator of the Vikings as their defensive coordinator.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Okay, fair enough. Harris interviewed with the Tennessee Titans for their DC role on Saturday, and he's also been linked to the Pittsburgh Steelers defensive coordinator job under new head coach Mike McCarthy. And Declan Doyle, the Ravens have asked to interview Doyle for their OC job as well, haven't they? Obviously, we know Bieniemy's gone to KC. So that's it as far as I can see from their updates at the moment. But yeah, that's the thing. We always know if your team's successful, then other teams are going to come looking for your coaches, aren't they? It just happens. Yeah, we're going to get used to it. So
I think hopefully the draw of Ben Johnson being a confident new head coach will keep a lot of the some of the coaches there. I really do hope that it stays as a unit, as I said earlier on.
You know, there's going to be pieces coming in and out all the time. It's the nature of that's
Yeah,
what
I
Robert
know.
says. It's the nature of the NFL, man. You get a turnover, especially when you're successful. But that's the whole point of building this culture: is that players and coaches can come in and out, and they can, they can soak it up and become part of the team fairly quickly. But yeah, I think we're good. I think that's where we're at. Do you fancy a little stat bomb, mate? Do you fancy a stat,
Mate? Let's go for it.
Right, here we go. So there aren't as many as usual this week because I've just, I've been busy. I've been getting over the end of the season. So there's a few. I found a few. I tried to look for some general sort of, NFL ones. So a lot of the good thing I did find was based on sort of lots of fantasy football sort of takes. So I'll just have a little look there. I don't do fantasy football. I can't be asked for that. But I know some people are interested. But just some general sort of around the league stuff. And there's a couple of things that jumped out at me for Bears players too. So Zay Flowers was one of 5 receivers with a minimum of 80 targets to average a minimum of 5 yards after catch per reception and a minimum of 2 yards per route run. The only other ones to make that mark are Amon-Ra St. Brown, Jamar Chase, Puka Nacua, and George Pickens. And Khalil Shakir led all receivers who had at least 80 targets with 7.6 yards after catch per reception, which is pretty impressive.
That is very impressive. Yeah.
I also saw the other day that Shadur Sanders has made the Pro Bowl. Exactly. That's an whole other conversation. But one thing about his play this year, right, in terms of fantasy football, his 14.8% negative play rate, which is basically sacks plus interceptions plus fumbles lost divided by total plays to give you a negative play rate. That was the highest of any quarterback this season that had at least 200 dropbacks. There are only 3 quarterbacks with a negative play rate that was below 6%, and that was Bo Nix, Matthew Stafford, and Caleb Williams. So he's in good company as our quarterback. So we talked about Colston Loveland, didn't we? From weeks 8 to 18, so when he came back and was starting to play really, more consistently, Colston Loveland from weeks 8 to 18 ranked 9th among tight ends in routes run with 205. He was 8th in targets at 41 and 9th in targets per route run at 0.227. Of the 23 rookie tight ends with a minimum of 50 targets since 2016, Harold Fannin was second behind only Brock Bowers with 2.47 targets per route run. This is all numbers heavy, man. This is fantasy. It's blowing my own head, so I apologise. Let me find this good one. There's some seriously crazy fucking running back stats, right? We all know Ashton Genty was like the number 1 running back coming out of the draft, wasn't he? And he went to a terrible team in the Raiders, right? But he had the second lowest, Ashton Genty had the second lowest yards before contact per attempt at 1.24 yards. So that was his average every year. He only managed to get 1.2 yards before contact. So that was obviously a dog shit flipping O-line that he had. But he also ranked 16th in missed tackles forced per attempt. So he was kind of middle of the road. But get this right. Ashton Genty had 53.4% of his runs go for a loss or no gain.
That is crazy, man. That is
terrible.
crazy.
53.4% of his runs for a loss or no gain, which was actually second highest behind Quinshon Judkins, who was 56.5% of his runs were for no gain or a loss.
Where's he at?
Judkins is Cleveland, isn't it? Cleveland Browns.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Actually, I think me and you got a chance of being drafted by them. I could do that now. Lost.
Take your boots along. Yeah. So, despite seeing just 20 targets, right, over the final 4 weeks of the season, Luther Burden ranked 3rd among all wide receivers with at least 20 targets at 0.308 targets per route run. So they were using him quite a lot in the last 4 weeks.
Yeah.
And over that period, his 7.8 yards after catch per reception led all 29 receivers that qualified. The next best was 6.9 yards. So as we know, Luther Burden is an absolute beast with the ball in his hands, man. And I cannot wait to see what he becomes over the next couple of years.
That's a good stat. That's a good one. How old is Burden?
He's an absolute beast. Honestly, Burden's going to be a star, isn't he? And we've talked about, this is the last one. I'll just finish with this one briefly. I'm not saying I'm not going too crazy this week. It's talking about Austin Booker, because I know that people are saying we need an edge, but I feel we need like a D tackle more on our line, because Booker's, we were hoping he'd break out this year, and he started the season injured, didn't he? So we saw that he came back and made a difference, I think. So because of his knee injury, Booker's knee injury, right? He didn't start the season until week 9. So even though he started the season in week 9, he ended up the season as third on the Bears defense in sacks with 4.5, and third on the Bears defense with 30 pressures, generating a 9.9% QB pressure rate over the final 10 regular season games. So in the first 7 weeks of the Bears season, without Booker, the Bears generated 28.7% pressure rate, which was 27th in the NFL. When he came back, they went up to 21st in the NFL with 33% pressure rate. And then in terms of pressures per game, before Booker was in, we were at 9.1 pressures per game, which was 31st in the NFL. And after Booker returned to the team, we jumped up to 14th in the NFL with 12.5 pressures per game. So Booker made a difference when he came back. So this is what I'm hoping. If we can see him develop and continue, get a good preseason, come back healthy, him and Sweat, if we can beef up the interior of our D-line, I'm positive that he may have a good season and make a big difference. But yeah, obviously it needs work, a lot of work in terms of pressure and sacks. We know we were not very good at getting at the quarterback this year. But I think Booker's potentially a kind of bright spot going forward. And that's all.
Well said. Well said.
So yeah,
that was good. I'll get on a question amongst that. How old's Burden?
Burden, I'm not sure. He's not particularly old, is he? I can have a quick Google while I'm on here.
Yeah, have a quick
look.
It's one of those ones where he's really developed nicely, and those stats are really interesting with him.
Yeah. I mean, we've all seen what he's 22 years old. Bloody hell, makes me feel old. He's born December 2003. He's 22.
My daughter.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Oh,
so, yeah.
Man.
But yeah, people are talking about Wright in
good
the. Thanks, mate. Talking about Nashon Wright. Jesus, I think we're not going to be able to keep up with anyone if they're paying Wright $15 million a year.
It's, like I say, I find it really hard to get my head around these contracts, and obviously we got the MLB, which I'll be focusing on in the next few weeks.
Yeah,
and what like teams like the Dodgers are doing, where they're paying like hundreds of millions, for the Japanese lad, and it's like these contracts are just huge, and I just don't know how they managed to do it, and
Yeah, I know. Yes, I mean, yeah, it's yeah, exactly. We need to. That's the Ryan Poles magic now. He's got to work in it. So,
definitely.
Spotrac are estimating $15 million a year for Nashon Wright. So, I mean, he's earned himself a good contract for sure, man. He gets burned, but he makes plays. It's a tricky one, isn't it? I think he's a good backup, isn't he, Nashon Wright?
Yeah.
But he may have priced himself out of a deal with the Bears. But I hope he'd want to stay. So Shorty says, what sucks is we don't know what we have in Shamar Turner, and he was a very promising prospect. That's true. He went out for the season. I can imagine they want. Howie, good to see you, mate. By the way, Howie, our Bears. He's saying here? How he's saying who he wants here. He's got his wish list. Is this for the draft or for free agency, Howie? Are you talking? So Wilkins, who are these players? Foley, I don't know these players, to be honest. I'm not going to lie. And they must be draft, I think. So something Wilkins, Foley, Fatukazi, and Kalen Sanders, 1.2 million. Are these? Oh, okay. These must be. Trips has got a story there. Oh, is that Sheldon Rankings? 7.5 million. Pass with Dennis Allen. I've heard of this. Sheldon Rankers, I've heard of. Shorty says his meeting is finally over, so now I can actually hear you guys. You may regret that, but welcome.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, I mean, I'm not gonna. I haven't looked. It's quite nice actually to be in January, and I still haven't looked at anything about the draft yet because I haven't got to worry about it. It's only just happened, isn't it? So plenty of time for that. I'll start seeing who's of interest. Looking at Swifty's stuff and what he does. But yeah, it's exciting times, man. Yeah. Anything else in the chat? Anyone wants to mention? What about you, mate? You got anything else to add about this season? It's just been an incredible season, hasn't it? I mean, we've got time to go over the highlights and just what's
I think we definitely need to. Yeah, we definitely need to do a show in the next couple of. Well, maybe after you come back from your vacation, we need to do a show maybe about a review of the season because I was thinking about it today. I think one of the most important games was actually a loss for us. When we lost to the Ravens.
Okay.
And we was on a nice little run, and I think it just gave us a little bit of a reset when we lost to the Ravens.
We're getting an education here, mate.
Cool. Yeah,
Howie Bears is saying Christian Wilkins. I remember him. Was he with the Dolphins? Was he with the Dolphins? But anyway, yeah, Christian Wilkins was 27.5 million. Jesus, second highest paid DT of all time behind Chris Jones. He got cut from the Raiders for unwanted kisses he was giving teammates. Brilliant. And that's, I guess, Howie's saying he took Clemson to 3 NCAA title games and won 2 of them. Okay. So, yeah, Christian Wilkins I have heard of. And he's been cut, has he? So he's a free agent. That's a bit interesting. Tripp says, was with Miami before Vegas. Okay, cool.
Okay.
Good to know. Yeah, we'll keep an eye on it, man. It's, free agency's going to be, all these rumors are going to be flying around. It's exciting times. And like you said, players are going to want to come here, man. We're building something.
Oh, definitely.
Robert Phillips says,
I think the season as a whole, it's just been amazing, and I just wish it wasn't over, but it is. And,
I know, yeah, exactly. The thing is, we've got highlights to watch. We can go back over all those games, and then also we've got the '85 Super Bowl, obviously the Super Bowl 20 to watch if you really feel like it, a bit of nostalgia. But yeah, Robert Phillips. I mean, we've all going to have these moments, aren't we? That it sort of started clicking for us. Robert said the most important moment of the season for him was that blocked field goal. Blackwell, I think it was.
I need to go back over.
That was the Raiders.
I need to go back over the season.
Yeah, exactly.
Have a look
Just
at a few more games.
Relive all those highlights. It's incredible. Yeah. And I think you're right.
A good point there.
If you go back to sort of the start of the season and look at how Caleb's operating the offense now, I think another off season, man, we should be absolutely cooking on gas with this guy. It's just incredible, isn't it? I think, like I say, I watched a bit of highlights package earlier. And it's just Caleb's arm is unreal. I don't think I really noticed in the games because I'm just busy. Like I say, you're so absorbed in the game, like, down and distance and watching what's going on. When you just sit back and watch the highlights of his throws, his arm is fucking insane, isn't it? It's just absolute rocket.
And also, I think Robert mentioned it earlier where Caleb was at the Blackhawks game, and you can tell he's got the love of the city behind him now. And even when he walked off the pitch against the Rams, he got a standing ovation, didn't he?
That's right.
And I think he's going to be the top man for a few years. I really believe it, and I hope so. Anyway.
Yeah, too right. Yeah, exactly. You want him to be our franchise QB for the next decade or more, don't you? Take us to a few Super Bowls and win some, man. That'd be amazing, wouldn't it? To have like perennial playoff team in Chicago would be insane. Yeah. So Harry says, he was always taking opposing centers' towels and being annoying. That's what you want, though, isn't it? You want someone to get in the heads of your opposition. The only player at 320. He only played at 320 pounds that I see doing the splits and jumping over Max Crosby while standing up. Holy shit! Wow. Okay. Shorty says he could watch that 4th and 4 throw 10 million times in a row and never get sick of it. There are so many plays. I mean, one of the highlights, I saw they showed on that reel was the Loveland winner against the Bengals, man, and just all those moments, all those crazy kind of it just takes you right back there to those like leaping around the living room moments when you're just watching history. It's just incredible. Booker says polls can now also say you drafted an all-pro. Absolutely. Robert says a bit early, but how would we gauge the success last season? We need to win another playoff game or more next season. Sorry. Right. Okay. I don't know. Keep winning the division and win playoff games. Yeah, I guess. Just Trips is getting full Chicago sports here, man. Bedard, PCA, and Caleb could own this town. I know PCA is the guy that Caleb was sat with at the Blackhawks game, wasn't it? So.
Yeah, when I went to Wrigley Field, I saw him play. He's a good player, very popular with the fans.
Yeah. Dark Gift, 1,000%, man. It feels so good to know that we don't have to worry about the quarterback position for a while in Chicago. How good is that, man? When you watch all these other teams, like fucking Packers, just from one Hall of Famer to the next. Doing it's like to just have our quarterback sorted. It's he's got stuff to work on, but he's in his second year in a new system, yet another new system. I don't give a shit about the completion percentage. This is about winning games. And I don't know if it was the last show I did. I talked about there was a stat which showed that he threw the ball at or behind the line of scrimmage at the lowest rate for the last 5 years in the NFL. So that's why his completion percentage was down on the average against around the NFL. It's because he's throwing the damn thing down the field. So, you're not going to take those easy screen passes and all those sort of, check downs. So that's how it goes, man. All that matters is winning games. So he'll get better. He will get better in this offense with this coach just becoming more experienced in the NFL. And I just, like I say, it's a breath of fresh air to not have to worry about a quarterback position.
Totally agree, mate. Totally agree. Yeah. And he's got that little bit of swagger about him as well, and
his attitude's brilliant. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Cool. Right. Unless anyone else has got anything to add, I think it's time to wrap this up, mate.
Yeah, nice one.
How you feel?
Thanks again, mate.
It's great to chat Bears with you, mate. It's great to see all you guys in the chat. Robert, sorry, little one there. He's chucked it in at the end. Led the league in yards lost to drops as well, didn't he? Yeah, we did. We're one of the worst for penalty yardage, one of the worst for drops, yards lost to drops by receivers too. So even amongst all that, Caleb broke the single season record for a Bears QB, and the best is yet to come, man. I think it's exciting times. Yeah, Howie, I will, mate. I'll go and check out some Christian Wilkins highlights. I'll do that. I can't bring it up because I'm a bit of a tech flipping. I'm a Luddite. I'm a dinosaur. I don't know how to do all that share screen stuff. But I will go and check him out.
Howie, I've got a feeling Howie might be his agent.
Maybe he is. Yeah,
he's trying to sell him, isn't
he? Yeah, brilliant. No, happy days, man. So what we got? PFL. I'm just going through my little list here. Yeah, I think I've covered everything that I was going to chat about. But it's just great to chat Bears. So kind of just think back about that season. We'll do more of it over the off season, won't we? We'll have a couple. We'll get Chris back on when he's all right, and we'll just head reminisce over some highlights, shall we? And just have a little bit of a feel good thing. I might have to learn about this sort of strikes for copyright stuff. I don't know if I can share, screens without getting any problems with the channel. I don't know anything about that, but I know you can't share other YouTube content on your channel or something like that. I don't know. We'll have a look, but we'll just talk about them anyway. But yeah, really great to chat with you, mate. Good to see you. It's super to see all you guys in chat again. Thanks for joining us. It's really great to have you guys here and share some happy memories of this season, despite the close finish at the end. We're all disappointed, but I think as the time goes on, we'll look back and just marvel at what a season this was. So yeah, anything else you want to add, man? Robert, great show. Thanks, man. Dave, before we go.
No, I'd just like to say to you and Chris and Shorty, thank you for the last few weeks of inviting me onto the show. I've really enjoyed it. And I think the interaction with the guys watching with us is absolutely fantastic. And, mate, it's been brilliant. I've really enjoyed it. I'm so glad I did it.
Yeah, nice one. Yeah, it's great to have you on board, mate. We wanted this to grow to be so get more British Bears fans on board. Because it means like days today when Chris can't make it, we can still have a show, These guys do not want to sit and listen to me rambling on for an hour, that's for sure. All right. But yeah, so thanks Armando. Thanks for joining us again, as you always do. Such a brilliant supporter of the channel. All of you guys, thanks so much for being here. And I guess we'll just see you on the next one. So we end it with a 3, 2, 1 Bears, shall we? So 3, 2, 1.
We are Bears. We are Bears. We are Bears. The British Bears.